Have you ever felt that rush of motivation, that unstoppable burst of energy when you start something new? Maybe it's your first day at the gym, the start of a project, or that one life-changing book you couldn't wait to read. You feel powerful, focused, unstoppable. But then days pass. The spark fades. The excitement that once carried you disappears. Suddenly, the work feels heavy. You start procrastinating, making excuses, and eventually the question creeps in, what happened to me? You begin to doubt yourself. You wonder why it's so hard to stay consistent, why your motivation seems to vanish right when you need it most. But here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have a motivation problem. You have a drive problem. Motivation is like a spark, bright, exciting, but temporary. Drive is the flame, steady, powerful, and built to last. Motivation gets you started. Drive keeps you moving when motivation fades away. And in this video, you're going to learn how to unlock that drive inside you, how to build an inner engine that never runs out of fuel. Because once you learn how to master your mindset, align it with your deeper purpose, and protect your focus from distractions, you'll no longer need to wait for inspiration. You'll become the source of it. The decision to be driven drive isn't something you find by chance. It's something you decide. It's not about what you do, it's about who you are. Drive is identity. Think about this. A motivated person says, I want to start a business, so I guess I should work on it. They wait for inspiration to strike, for the conditions to be perfect. But a driven person says, I am an entrepreneur. That one decision changes everything. Because once you decide who you are, your behavior naturally aligns with that identity. When you see yourself as a disciplined person, waking up early isn't a struggle. It's part of who you are. When you see yourself as a creator, making art isn't forced. It's natural. When you see yourself as someone with purpose, giving up stops being an option. Identity fuels behavior. And this is where most people get stuck. They wait for motivation to act instead of acting from identity. When you live from identity, your consistency becomes automatic. You stop fighting to feel inspired and simply live out what you've already decided you are. So ask yourself right now, who do I need to become to achieve what I want? Don't just write goals. Create the identity behind them. Because once your identity shifts, your actions will always follow. The two mindset switches that protect your drive. Now that you've decided who you are, you need to protect that identity from the noise of the world. And to do that, you must flip two powerful switches in your mind. Switch 1. From scarcity to abundance. Scarcity is the quiet killer of drive. It's that small voice that says, if someone else wins, I lose. It's the voice that makes you compare, that convinces you that you're behind, that there isn't enough success to go around. When you live in scarcity, you start doubting yourself. You see others' achievements not as inspiration, but as reminders of what you don't have. You waste your energy on comparison instead of creation. But the abundance mindset changes the entire game. Abundance says, there's more than enough success for everyone. It says, the fact that someone else made it means it's possible for me too. When you shift into abundance, you no longer compete with others. You collaborate with life. You stop fearing loss and start focusing on growth. A person with an abundance mindset celebrates progress, their own and others, because they know that success is not a limited resource. It's a reflection of what's possible. When you operate from abundance, your energy flows forward, not sideways. You stop looking at who's ahead of you and start asking, how can I become my next best version? That's how drive grows. Not by comparing, but by creating. Switch 2, from fixed to growth. A fixed mindset says, if I fail, I am a failure. It ties your worth to performance, making every mistake feel like a reflection of your value. That mindset suffocates drive. It makes you fear challenges because challenges carry the risk of failure. But the growth mindset flips the story. It says, every mistake is data. Every setback is feedback. Failure is not final. It's fuel. When you truly embrace a growth mindset, You start to see obstacles as opportunities for mastery. You stop running from struggle and start learning from it. No one becomes great without failing. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They refuse to stop at failure. They saw it as part of the process. And here's the key. When you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, add one small word, yet. I can't do this, yet. That three-letter word shifts your mind from finality to possibility. It reopens the door. The three-circle purpose alignment. Now your mindset is strong, but even the strongest drive needs direction. Think of your drive like a powerful engine. Without a steering wheel, it doesn't matter how fast you go. You'll still end up lost. This is where purpose comes in. Your purpose is the alignment point, the center of your energy, your focus, and your impact. Imagine three circles overlapping. The first circle, what you're good at, your skills, your experience, your natural strengths. The second circle, what the world needs, the problems you want to solve, the value you want to create. The third circle, what energizes you, the activities that fill you with joy and flow. At the intersection of those three circles lies your purpose. If you're good at something and the world needs it, but it drains your energy, you'll eventually burn out. If you love something and you're good at it, but it doesn't help others, it stays a hobby. But when your strength, joy, and contribution overlap, you unlock the zone of purpose. That's where drive becomes natural, because purpose is renewable energy. When you work from purpose, your energy replenishes itself. You don't just wake up to work, you wake up to live your meaning. Spend a few quiet moments today writing 5 things you're good at, 5 things that energize you, and 5 things the world needs. Find where they connect. That's your drive zone, your personal map for meaningful action. Building the habit of drive. Here's the truth. Drive doesn't last because you feel inspired once. It lasts because you maintain it daily. It's built through simple, powerful rituals that remind your brain who you are. The first ritual is the evening rehearsal. Before you go to sleep, pick one non-negotiable task for tomorrow. Just one. Close your eyes and imagine yourself doing it. See yourself starting strong, staying focused, and finishing with satisfaction. This small act prepares your mind for success before the day even begins. It eliminates hesitation and builds confidence. The second ritual is the morning gratitude anchor. The moment you wake up before checking your phone or emails, list 3 things you're grateful for. It could be something small, the sunrise, a friend, your health, your second chance at today. Gratitude flips your brain into abundance before the world can fill it with scarcity. It grounds you in appreciation and resets your energy for the day. These 2 habits, evening focus and morning gratitude, are your bookends of drive. They don't just help you work harder, they help you work better. Because drive isn't just about pushing forward, it's about doing it with clarity, peace, and gratitude. Living in alignment. Now imagine this version of yourself. You wake up every morning not waiting for motivation, but knowing exactly why you're doing what you're doing. You no longer chase purpose, you live it. You stop wasting energy comparing yourself with others. You focus on growth, not perfection. When you fall, you get up faster. When you win, you stay humble. When life gets noisy, you return to your purpose, your true north. That's what mastering your mindset feels like. It's not about intensity, it's about identity. It's not about pressure, it's about peace. You become someone who doesn't wait for the perfect moment. You create it. Someone who doesn't rely on motivation, because you are driven by purpose. That's what makes you unstoppable. The formula for sustained drive, identity shift plus mindset mastery, plus purpose alignment equals inner drive. That's the formula for living a life that doesn't depend on temporary motivation. Shift your identity to who you want to become. Master your mindset so you can protect your energy from fear and doubt. Align your actions with your purpose so your effort always feels meaningful. When those 3 come together, drive becomes your natural state. So stop waiting for the lightning of motivation. Be the storm. Decide who you are. Embrace growth. Reject scarcity. Align your talent, your joy, and your purpose. That's how you build a life of momentum, focus, and meaning. If this message connected with you, like the video, share it with someone who needs a reset, and subscribe to Book and Life for more lessons that help you grow stronger in mind, heart, and purpose. And before you go, take a moment and ask yourself one question. What's your one non-negotiable task for tomorrow? Comment it below. Declare it. Make it real. Because your drive begins not with motivation, but with one simple decision, and that decision starts now.